lovely Monday evening to you, and welcome to Benue Television News at 7. I am Suzanne Achin. The headlines: Presidency tackles New York Times report on Nigeria's economy. Foreign portfolio investors in massive return to Nigeria. On the international scene, Al Qaeda affiliate claims responsibility for drone attack in Burkina Faso. Well, the presidency has tackled the New York Times over its report on the current economic situation in Nigeria, saying that President Bola Tinubu on May 29, 2023, inherited a dead economy. The presidency also justified some of the policy decisions taken by the Tinubu's administration, like floating of the naira and fuel subsidy removal, declaring that the policies were taken in the best interest of the country. A statement entitled Rejoinder to New York Times jaundiced report on Nigeria's current economic situation, issued on Sunday by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga. The presidency said Nigeria is not the only country in the world facing a rise in cost of living crisis. The statement read, Ruth McLean and Ismail Awal's feature story with the title Nigeria Confronts Its Worst Economic Crisis in a Generation, published on June 11, reflected the typical predetermined, reductionist, derogatory, and denigrating way foreign media establishments reported African countries for several decades. The presidency said that as at the time Tinubu took over the reign of government, the nation's economy was bleeding and needed urgent measures to bring it back. Although it acknowledged that the exchange rate got to its worst level, it contended that it's gradually regaining some level of stability. The presidency noted that with all the plans being executed, inflation, especially food inflation, will soon be tamed. The chairman of the Tripartite Committee on National Minimum Wage, Buka Goniaji, has asked Labour to reconsider the amount demanded as minimum wage, citing the prevailing economic situation in the country. He listed such incentives as the 35,000 naira wage award for all Treasury-paid federal workers, 100 billion naira for procurement of gas-fueled buses and conversion to gas kits, the 125 billion naira conditional grant, financial inclusion to small and medium-scale enterprises, and the 25,000 naira each to be shared to 15 million households for 3 months as reasons Labour should accept the 62,000 naira offered by the government against its demand of 250,000 naira. Labour, however, in a swift reaction, accused the Tripartite Committee chairman of lacking knowledge of the hardship and suffering of workers and other Nigerians were going through. I recall that organized labor is a member of the Tripartite Committee of a new minimum wage. Labour's reaction came as Minister of Budget and Economic Planning Atiku Bagudu said lean resources were responsible for governor's rejection of 62,000 naira minimum wage. However, the Tripartite Committee chairman also cited the 185 billion naira palliative loans to states to cushion the effects of fuel subsidy removal and 200 billion naira to support the cultivation of hectares of land to boost food production. He said there is another 75 billion naira to strengthen the manufacturing sector and 1 trillion naira for students' loans for higher education, and cited the release of 42,000 metric tons of grains from strategic reserves and purchase and onward distribution of 60,000 metric tons of rice to the Millers Association. Goni urged Labour to consider the recent salary increase of 25% and 35% on all consolidated salary structures for federal workers and the 90% subsidy on health costs for federal civil servants registered on the health insurance program, and accept the 62,000 naira being offered by the federal government. Meanwhile, the citizenry is sharply divided over the 6-year single-term presidency and governorship bill, which is now before the House of Representatives. The bill seeking a single term of 6 years for the president and state governors was brought up last Monday by 35 members of the House of Representatives. It also canvasses the rotation of the presidency among the 6 geopolitical zones of the country and the provision for second vice president. Well, speaking at the National Assembly complex, the lawmakers, who are also called the reformers, said they have introduced the bill, among others, on the floor of the House. Ikenga Uguchinyere, PDP Imo, a member of the group, said the proposed alterations aim to address agitations from different parts of the country, reduce the cost of governance, and promote unity. Should the bill succeed as part of the current effort to review the Constitution, single tenure of 6 years for the president and governors will replace the current regime whereby the public office holders are entitled to 2 terms of 4 years, each 8 years. The bill is generating anxiety in the House of Representatives as some members, when contacted by newsmen, declined to speak, stating that it was a sensitive matter and they would not want to comment on it yet. However, a cross-section of Nigerians is divided over the proposal. While some opposed the bill, saying it would worsen graft, some supported it and enumerated its merits. In part 2, after the break, the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) monetary policies may have whetted the appetite of foreign portfolio investors, FPIs, as fresh inflows amounting to 120.8 billion naira came into the market in April 2024. Well, that is from the world of business. We'll bring you this and much more after this break. Do join us again.
Benue Fashion Show Season 3 is here.
It's that time of the year for fashion designers, entrepreneurs, and fashion enthusiasts to shine.
This year, sale of forms for the competition begins from 15th April to 30th June 2024.
Pick a form at Benue Television, located at Special Duties Wing, Government House, Makudi. Form costs 5,000 naira only.
Stage 1 screening begins on the 6th of July 2024. Great prizes await you.
The first prize, 1 million naira. Second prize, 500,000 naira. And third prize, 300,000 naira. All prizes are inclusive of cash and fashion tools. Also, consolation prizes and gift items.
For sponsorship, partnership, and inquiries, please call Benue TV Marketing on 0906 188 9838 or 0703 794 5569.
Benue Fashion Show,
embracing fusion fashion.
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us in Benue Television News at 7. Well, the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) monetary policies may have whetted the appetite of foreign portfolio investors, FPIs, as fresh inflows amounting to 120.8 billion naira came into the market in April 2024, recording a 4th consecutive month-on-month rise this year. Portfolio investment had hit a record low as of April last year, and concerns over the foreign exchange market regulations and related monetary policy constraints were specifically the Nigerian Exchange Limited (NGX's) domestic and foreign portfolio participation in equity for April 2024 showed that foreign portfolio investors' stake in the market soared to 120.83 billion naira in April 2024 from 94.26 billion naira in March. The significant investment by foreign investors during the period lifted their participation level to 34.90% in April, the highest in the last 28 months. This consequently spurred a 0.32% month-on-month increase in the nation's external reserve to $33.827 billion in April from $33.718 billion in the previous month. The reserve has been on decline before this time. The FPI's participation had dropped to a low as 4% in April 2023 before resuming an uptrend following some policy pronouncements, including unification of the exchange rate and fuel subsidy removal, which analysts believed had injected confidence in the foreign investors and propelled their comeback to the stock market. Benue Television's findings show that the foreign investors' return to the stock market became more intense January this year as the CBN launched aggressive interest rate regime, ramping up monetary policy rate by an unprecedented 600 basis point to 24.75% within 2 months of February and March this year. This policy development made Nigeria's money market one of the most attractive to FPIs globally. The Apex Bank had also launched a slew of policy actions in the FX market, including clamping down on cryptocurrency platform Binance, harmonization of reporting requirements on foreign currency exposures of banks, and complete clearance of all valid foreign exchange backlog in a bid to clean up the forex market. We will now shift attention to the Lagos State Health Commissioner, Professor Akin Abayomi, who said laboratory tests carried out on samples have confirmed that the disease outbreak in the state is due to cholera and the identified strain is highly aggressive and contagious with potential for widespread dissemination. Abayomi made this known on his Instagram page at Prof. Akin Abayomi on Monday while giving an update on the cholera outbreak in the state. Cholera is a food and waterborne disease caused by ingesting the bacteria Vibrio cholerae in contaminated water and food. Cholera can cause severe acute watery diarrhea, and the severe forms of the disease can kill within hours if left untreated. In Nigeria, cholera is an endemic and seasonal disease occurring annually, mostly during the rainy season and more frequently in areas with poor sanitation. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention warned the public of the increasing trend of cholera cases as the rainy season intensifies. The center noted that the 10 states contributing 90% to the burden of the current cholera outbreak include Bayelsa, Zamfara, Abia, Cross River, Bauchi, Delta, Katsina, Imo, Nasarawa, and Lagos states. The commissioner noted that through community-based case finding and contact tracing, the number of cases has peaked and is now declining. The geographical distribution of suspected cases by local government areas showed that Lagos Island is the epicenter of the outbreak with 106 cases. He, however, disclosed that there are 17 confirmed cases out of 350 suspected cases and 15 deaths so far. Meanwhile, the Christian Council of Nigeria, CCN, has raised the alarm over the high rate of children living with the human immunodeficiency virus HIV in Nigeria, saying of an estimated 160,000 children living with HIV in Nigeria, only 45,000 are receiving treatment. CCN urged the government and other stakeholders to intensify efforts to combat the spread of HIV and AIDS among children in the country. The council made the call weekend at the closeout ceremony of the HIV intervention program, implemented in collaboration with the World Council of Churches, WCC, in Abuja. The CCN President, Most Reverend David Unoha, represented by Archbishop Peter Ogun Muiwa, decried the high number of children living with HIV in Nigeria, stressing the need for urgent action to address the situation. The World Council of Churches representative, Ms. Gracias Rose, restated the organization's commitment to supporting Nigeria in the fight against HIV and AIDS, lamented that 160,000 children are living with HIV, while 2 million people are living with HIV in Nigeria. Well, let's now join Paul Kyungun as he brings us update from the world of sports. Over to you, Paul.
Hello and welcome to Sport News. I am Paul Kyungun. Rangers international coach Fidelis Elechukwu has proudly declared his team as world champions. The Flying Antelopes clinched their 8th league title on Sunday with a decisive 2-0 victory over Benue Insurance at a packed Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium. This win, combined with the fattering of other title contenders, leaves Rangers with an insurmountable 5-point lead heading into the final round of the 2023-2024 NPFL season. In a post-match interview, Elechukwu said it was a great game against a formidable side like Insurance, which secured them the win that have positioned them as Nigerian League champions for the 2023-2024 season. With this victory, Rangers have accumulated 67 points from 37 matches and boast a plus 22 goal differential. They will first already relegated Gombe United in their final league match at the New York Stadium on Sunday, June 23, 2024. The league trophy, medals and financial rewards will be presented to the Enugu side in Jos, Plateau State, with many football stakeholders expected to attend the celebrations. In other matches, Lobby Stars staged a remarkable comeback to defeat Kwara United 4-3 in Lafia. The Funja Warriors initially led 2-0 through goals from Emmanuel Bole and Antonio Omeka. However, Lobby Stars equalized through Wahida Debayo and Francis Odinaka before Gadba Abubakar temporarily restored Kwara's lead, ultimately allowed Dambane and Kumaga sealed the victory for the host. Gombe United endured a crushing 6-0 defeat to Rivers United in Port Harcourt. Meanwhile, Heartland FC secured a 1-0 win for Niger Tornadoes, thanks to an 18-minute goal from Chukwudi Osobe. Katsina United triumphed 2-0 over Doma United with goals from Samson Olasopo and Aziz Falolo, while Plateau United were held to a 1-1 draw by Kano Pillars in Jos. In a significant development, Finidi George has resigned as the coach of Nigeria Super Eagles. The former Rebel Chiefs winger, who was recently appointed as the team permanent manager, decided to step down following poor results in the 2026 World Cup qualifiers. Board Minister John Onu and the Nigerian Football Federation, led by Ibrahim Gusso, have agreed to hire a foreign coach while retaining Finidi in the technical crew. However, on Saturday, Finidi chose to step down from his position. Former Super Eagles player Victor Nichebe has commented on the mixed reactions to Victor Siemens' recent remarks about Finidi George. And Nichebe criticized the Nigeria Football Federation for their selection process and expressed disapproval of Siemens' public comments. And Nichebe, who has represented Nigeria 11 times and scored 1 goal, shared his views on social media. That concludes our sport update. Over to the studio for the rest of the news. I am Paul Kibun. Thank you for watching.
Thanks, Paul. In Part 3, after the break, an armed group linked to Al-Qaeda Jamaat Nusrat al-Islam wal Muslimin has claimed responsibility for what it said was an attack on June 11 that killed more than 100 Burkina Faso soldiers. Well, that is from the international scene. I'll bring you much more after this break. Please stay with us.
Benue Fashion Show Season 3 is here.
It's that time of the year for fashion designers, entrepreneurs, and fashion enthusiasts to shine.
This year, sale of forms for the competition begins from 15th April to 30th June 2024.
Pick a form at Benue Television, located at Special Duties Wing, Government House, Makudi. Form costs 5,000 Naira only.
Stage 1 screening begins on the 6th of July 2024. Great prizes await you.
The first prize, 1 million Naira. Second prize, 500,000 Naira. And third prize, 300,000 Naira. All prizes are inclusive of cash and fashion tools. Also, consolation prizes and gift items.
For sponsorship, partnership and inquiries, please call Benue TV Marketing on 0906 188 9838 or 0703 794 5569. Benue Fashion Show, embracing fusion fashion.
Welcome back. We're glad you're still live with us on Benue Television News at 7. We're now moving on to the international scene where an armed group linked to Al-Qaeda Jamaat Nusrat al-Islam wal Muslimin has claimed responsibility for what it said was an attack on June 11 that killed more than 100 Burkina Faso soldiers in the Mansilla area near the border with Niger, the site intelligence group said. On Sunday, SITE quoted a JNIM statement is saying that 5 days ago, fighters stormed a military post in the town where they killed 107 soldiers and took control of the site. Several videos shared online by JNIM showed rage and gunfire around the army base. Another video showed a display of ammunition and dozens of weapons and at least 7 captured Burkina Faso soldiers. June's reported attack has been one of the deadliest suffered by the West African Sahel nation's army. Alf Lai-Sing, head of the Sahel program at the Konrad Adenauer Foundation, told newsmen that government is trying to fight the armed groups but has not recruited professional soldiers to do so. Niger and Mali are also struggling to contain fighting linked to Al-Qaeda and ISIS. The unrest is also threatening the stability of the Sahel region as the armed groups who control swaths of territories in Burkina Faso and Mali use them as bases to target southern coastal countries. Lai-Sing noted that while Mali and Niger have similar problems, their countries are much bigger. Over more than a decade, armed groups have killed thousands and displaced more than 2 million in Burkina Faso. Moreover, the country has topped the recent Norwegian Refugee Council (NRC) list of the world's most neglected displacement crisis. The violence killed more than 8,400 people last year, double the number of deaths from the previous year, according to NRC. Meanwhile, the world's 9 nuclear-armed states have raised their relevance on nuclear weapons, a watchdog has said. A report released by Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, (SIPRI), on Monday said the states increased their spending on modernizing their atomic arsenals by 1/3 last year. The watchdog pointed to the contribution of the wars in Ukraine and Gaza to the deterioration of international security. Wilfred Wan, director of SIPRI's Weapons of Mass Destruction program, said nuclear weapons have not been seen playing such a prominent role in international relations since the Cold War. The report found that the effects of the wars in Ukraine and Gaza are visible in almost every aspect of the issues connected to armaments, disarmament, and international security examined. The 9 nuclear-armed states, the United States, Russia, the United Kingdom, France, China, India, Pakistan, North Korea, and Israel, modernized their nuclear arsenals and several deployed new nuclear-armed or nuclear-capable weapon systems in 2023, SIPRI found. While the estimated global inventory of 12,121 warheads in January 2024 marked a reduction of 391 compared with the previous year, a year with about 9,585 in military stockpiles for possible use. However, about 3,904 of these were deployed with missiles and aircrafts, which is 60 more than in January 2023. The vast majority of those deployed warheads belong to Russia and the US, although China is believed to have some warheads on high operational alert for the first time. Most news consumers in the United States and the United Kingdom will be uncomfortable with journalism produced mainly by artificial intelligence (AI), a survey has found. Only 23% of respondents in the US and 10% in the UK would be comfortable with AI-produced news, with consumers especially suspicious of the technology being used for sensitive topics such as politics and crime. The survey by the Reuters Institute for the Study of Journalism showed on Monday. While more than half of US respondents and 63% of UK respondents said they would be uncomfortable with AI-led news, respectively, with 18% answering they would be neither comfortable nor uncomfortable. Respondents were least resistant towards using AI to generate text-based content, illustrations, and stylized graphics, and most strongly opposed to the use of AI for creating realistic-looking photographs and videos. The findings come as newsrooms around the world are adopting AI amid plunge in revenues and heavy job cuts. Numerous news outlets globally have implemented AI tools for tasks ranging from research to transcribing interviews and content creation. News Corp Australia's executive chair Michael Miller last year revealed that the media company was producing about 3,000 articles a week using AI. Announcing a €100 million cost-cutting program last year, the German tabloid bill warned staff that it expected to make further cuts due to the opportunities of artificial intelligence. Well, that brings us to the end of the news, but before we go, let's take a look at the top stories again. In the headlines, we saw that presidency has tackled New York Times report on Nigeria's economy. We also saw that foreign portfolio investors in massive return to Nigeria. Another international Sin Al-Qaeda affiliate has claimed responsibility for June attack in Burkina Faso. Well, that was Benue Television News at 7. Thanks for watching. I am Susan Achin and wishing you a happy Eid Mubarak to all the Muslim faithful. Good evening.